Well, I blinked for a second and went and got a drink, and now it seems the number one topic exploding across the internet, or at least our little corner of the internet, is this guy and his book and whatever's going on with his book. So, this thing was coming out, and some people were like, are we going to get a hardback version of it? It looks like there's only the thing coming out in January. And I remember Wizards of the Coast saying, yes, there was one coming out, and there was a very specific date. And then somebody called me on it and said, no, there's no specific date. So I went back and looked, and yeah, there was no specific date. So I guess Mandela effect. I'm remembering a past that didn't happen, or I'm just getting old and my brain is filling in spots. Anyways, yes, we do have a date. We have a date for the physical representation of the single Mordenkainen Monsters of the Multiverse book. Now, obviously, Wizards of the Coast wants you to buy the big mega pack with Tasha's and Xanthers and the super new screen. So they're kind of, lowballing the fact that all you have to do is wait till May and you can get the separate book and you don't have to buy the $100 plus gift set. But okay, there's been some confusion regarding the second book because when they announced that their book will be available, it read like it's only going to be a digital copy available on D&D Beyond, and there will not be a actual physical copy. So if you look at the original press release, which I'm working on right now, it does read as if the Mordenkainen Presents Monsters of the Multiverse individual product is just going to be digital, and there's not going to be a physical copy. And let's face it, the world is going digital. Paper's getting hard to find. It's expensive to produce things. Only really completists or backwards tactile learners like me still want actual physical copies. Everybody else is happy with the digital as long as they've got a good enough whatever to run the digital. You know me and my argument of digital versus PDF versus physical product. I've gone over that hundreds of times. But I'm a very small minority who prefers physical product. And that's okay. The kids of the future will be all digital. There won't be physical books being made as much, which is good because that means there won't be as many trees getting killed, and it'll be cheaper. So with it going strictly digital, that's more money that can be reinvested in the actual company and the actual quality of the product, as opposed to putting out the same book twice, but just with a different cover. So yeah, press release made it sound like this was just going to be a digital release on D&D Beyond and PDF. So Wizards of the Coast had to go back and go, no. We're sorry if you misunderstood what we posted up a couple hours ago. What we meant to say is that the standalone hardcover is coming out on May 17th, and the digital content will also be available on D&D Beyond and the PDF on May 17th. So yeah, we're sorry if you misunderstood what we said, but yeah. And of course, the beastry of wondrous fees and foes for the world's greatest role-playing game. I'm sorry, D&D, you're not the world's greatest role-playing game anymore, and you haven't been for a while. That's Call of Cthulhu, suck it. I know people disagree with me, but whatever. That is the first bit of news regarding Mordenkainen's Mess of the Multiverse. Some confusion regarding the standalone product. There will be a standalone product. It will be a physical release. It will have a completely different cover. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the alternate cover art. So we have the alternate cover art for Xanthers and Tasha's. I talked about it before. It's the all-white background with this new sort of cartoony, very colorful, very sort of almost chibi art that they're using now. We've got the Xanthers guide, which is sort of it's all white with a picture of Xanther holding his fish. So I'm glad they're still acknowledging the fish. We've got a picture of all white with, I guess, a witch who's supposed to be Ilgly in her Tasha persona. Haha, fooled you. Tasha's actually a bad guy this whole time. Everything she said was a lie. Looking all cartoony. And then we've got the Xanthers, which for some reason of all the animals, they chose the Chiron to be the animal to represent it. And again, it's very anime-ish, cartoony looking for the alternative art. But really, the only reason to get these is the alternative art. And, of course, we know the gift set is going to be almost $170. Now, if you want to get the Xanthers and the Toshas with the alternative art on the covers, sorry, it does not look at this point in time if Wizards of the Coast is going to re-release them with the new art. So, yeah, if you want to get the new art, you got to get the gift set. If you don't care and you already have it, don't bother buying the gift set. And remember, almost everything that's in Xanthers and Toshas and the new Monster Manual is already free on the web. So, yeah, the only reason to buy the gift set is the new art if you have to get Mordenkainen now and you want the slipcover DM screen. Now, the art's cute. I mean, it's pretty. It's colorful. It's definitely reflects the direction Wizards of the Coast thinks they want D&D to go. But, you know, this is an art that makes me go, yeah, I want to play this game. It really just gets me into my imagination and just really captures my heart. This is art going, hey, that's kind of cute. It reminds me of like a kitty My Little Pony. Yeah, if I wanted to watch, you know, I guess I can go watch My Little Pony instead. Not that I watch My Little Pony. I watch Octonauts. Yeah. So yeah, and we got more news, so much news from D&D Beyond. It's like there was another product that Wizards of the Coast put out a couple weeks ago, but they're kind of trying to just make you forget it because it got so much bad press, and it has the sales for that product are so abysmal, and then the whole thing with the coffee shop just was so stupid and ugly, and it's almost like Wizards of the Coast is going, yeah, Strixhaven, that was a mistake. Now, I know there's one or two individuals are out there who are still flying the Strixhaven flag and going, oh, Strixhaven is the blah, 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 and it's the gateway to the future, but sorry, guys. Wake up and smell the Cthulhu coffee. Strixhaven is the worst-selling Wizards of the Coast product. And it's pretty obvious that Wizards of the Coast kind of wants you to forget it with the way they're just sort of throwing all their attention at Mordenkainen's. And speaking of Mordenkainen's, will D&D Beyond implement the monsters from Mordenkainen going forward? Because Mordenkainen is supposed to be backwards compatible with the editions and stuff that came out before Mordenkainen's. I'm not sure how you can be backwards compatible with yourself because you're still using all the same stuff. You just changed some of the wording and removed a lot of the fluff or lore. But a Bugbear in Mordenkainen's and the Bugbear in the Monster Manual have the same stat blocks pretty much. So I'm not sure how you're backwards compatible with yourself. And going forward, they're claiming that this is the format that they're going to use for all their future products. But they've said that before, and then turned out they were lying, and then used a completely different format, and then used a completely different format. And now they have this new format, and they're saying, oh, Mordenkainen's is backwards compatible with itself, and anything we make from now on for D&D will be using the new format of monsters and changes and stuff. Now, of all the changes, I do like how they switched up the times per day to equal your proficiency bonus. So now you can use your innate spell casting ability to talk to Broccoli a number of times per day equal to your proficiency bonus, which is +2 at first level. I'm unclear whether that's something like you can add your stat to as well. So if I've got an int of 14, of 18, I get to add the +4 to the +2. It means I can use it 6 times at first level, or is it just proficiency bonus flat without the stat bonuses, which makes either way makes sense. But it reads like first level you get that +2 proficiency bonus. That's the number of times per day you can use it before you have to take a long rest. So they're and it definitely feels like they're focusing more on long rest and sort of less on short rest, because previously a lot of stuff was like blah, blah, blah. Oh, I used it. Hey, can we wait 20 minutes? I need to eat a sandwich and take a nap, and now I can use my thing again. Short rest, yeah. Now it feels like D&D's kind of going, no, you can use it a number of times per day, but then you got to take that long rest. Sorry, buddy. Full 8-hour sleep to reuse your ability to talk to Broccoli. Which I kind of like, but I don't know if a lot of other people will. So we'll see where that goes. So is there any confusion over what will happen with the backwards compatible monsters to be backwards compatible with D&D Beyond. Obviously, that would require D&D Beyond going back and changing everything. And as of this point in time, D&D Beyond's response is, hey, everything's about Mordenkainen. We're going to play that other thing that just came out about, school. Nope, what? I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen. We are, And it will happen. We will go and revert D&D Beyond so it is backwards compatible with the monsters, and we will change the lore, but we don't know when, and we're not quite sure how, but it's going to happen. It will happen. We just don't know when. So if there was any concern for D&D Beyond player users that the new monsters were going to be represented in D&D Beyond and the new stat blocks and anything, yes, D&D Beyond says it will. Just don't know when, and they don't know how they're going to do it, but it's going to happen. Magic. What else is going on in the world of Mordenkainen? It's like, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different stories and news information coming out regarding Mordenkainen. It's almost as if they want you to forget the thing that they made, because that's not getting any attention at all. All right, the last thing is the teleporting telepathic dolphin that appears in Mordenkainen's. I saw the figure of the teleporting telepathic dolphin, so the figure's already out. It looks like a dolphin. And if you didn't even know about the teleporting telepathic dolphin in Mordenkainen's, you probably wouldn't know that the figure was of the teleporting telepathic dolphin, and because it just looks like a dolphin figure. Dolphin. So, yes, there is a new monster in Mordenkainen. It's called the Dolphin Delighter, and it was a fey dolphin. When I was putting together the dolphin page for this book, I realized dolphins in the game had often associated with seals, which are also in the book along with other fey aquatic folk. We finally introduced a telepathic teleporting fey dolphin. Why would dolphins be associated with seals in the past? Why would dolphins be associated with seals? Could it be because they eat seals? Yeah, I'm going to go with they eat seals. That's why they're associated with seals. And why are seals now an aquatic fey race? I've met seals. There's nothing fey about them. We have seals here in Ventura that live over on the harbor. They live on the rocks. They live on the buoys. They hang out over by the pier. We've got a dolphin pod in Ventura that hangs out over around the pier because they know they can get free meals from the people on the pier, and they hang out over by the harbor because they know the harbor boats will dredge up fish and then they can eat the fish. So if you go out early in the morning or late at night onto the Ventura pier, you can see the seals and you can see the dolphins. And yeah, there's nothing that makes me look at a pod of dolphins or a pod of seals or a pod of whales and go, yeah, fairies, pixies. Yeah, and they're telepathic and they teleport. I don't know why you would need to give dolphins and seals superpowers or change them to be aquatic fae. They're mammals. They already have a species type. It's called aquatic mammal. And as for dolphins being fae, yeah, I don't even want to touch that one. Are you saying they're fae as in dolphins are actually creatures from the realm of fairy? Or are you saying fae as in dolphins are LGBTQT, and now we have a delightful dolphin that represents the LGBTQT dolphins? It's like anybody who knows anything about dolphins knows how randy they are. And yeah, they will do male dolphins. They'll do female dolphins. They'll do the sides of boats. Yeah, so I don't know what you mean by calling them fae or why you needed to make a fae dolphin. There's nothing about them that's fae, unless by making them aquatic fae, you're making it so druids can't wild shape into them, because druids can only wild shape into beasts. I don't know. And the responses are not very positive. Now, it's strange because let's close this up by saying the people who are complaining the most about Strixhaven and the people who are complaining the most about Mordenkainens aren't me. It's not the OSR. It's not the Groganards. It's not the angry white people that you guys keep talking about. It's the 5e players. It's the 5e players who are unbelievably disappointed in Strixhaven. It's the reason why Strixhaven isn't selling. It's the 5e players who are looking at you talking about how great Strixhaven is and going, no, Wizards, you have let us down. And it's the 5e players who are looking at Mordenkainens going, no, Wizards, you have let us down. You're not making product we want. I'm looking at all these comments on the delightful Dolphin, and you know what? They're all from 5e people. And they're all like, why do we need this? Why would you make a telepathic teleporting Fey Dolphin? Why are seals Fey? No, they're mammals. It's literally science. Why, Wizards of the Coast? Why? And as for the responses to the alternate covers, these are underwhelming. Simplistic style. Sorry, these are really lame, not inspiring me at all. Clean designed. I really don't like the white covers. The alternate covers allow Wizards of the Coast to make more money. Yeah, complaints. How about this one? Yeah, again, why would you, yeah, just blah, blah, blah. Yeah, negative. 5e players. 5e players are not happy with Strixhaven. 5e players are not happy with Mordenkainen. 5e players, the target audience of Wizards of the Coast, do not understand what Wizards of the Coast is doing, or at least that's what I'm generally getting from this. So there we go. We have a bunch of stories about Mordenkainens. If you were worried about the physical release, there is a physical release. We know that there was some confusion regarding the initial news because it sounded like, if you read the original post, it sounds like it's only going to be digital PDF or on D&D Beyond. But now they're saying, no, there will be a hard copy as well as the digital PDF, which will end the digital D&D Beyond. And D&D Beyond is saying, of course, well, yeah, we're going to do it. It's going to be compatible. We're going to, switch everything over to the new Monsters layout. We just don't know when, and we don't know how. So I guess it's got to be by May, or D&D Beyond's going to look bad. But D&D Beyond, of course, is saying, yeah, no. And we've got these new covers, which are fine, but they're not very inspiring. They don't really just scream 5th edition D&D. They're just sort of, hey, look, chibi, cutesy things. Give us more money. And for some reason, a teleporting telepathic dolphin, and dolphins and seals are now creatures of Fae as opposed to mammals. And the only reason I can think of that, other than some weird, hey, we're representing, is, hey, if we make them Fae, druids can't wild shape into them. Fuck you, druids. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I know I'm not the target audience, and I know I'm hard on you. I mean, but for every time I say something shitty about Wizards of the Coast, I'm always willing to go to bat for them as well. If I think something that somebody else said about Wizards of the Coast was bizarre. I mean, I defend the 5e engine all the time. I just don't defend Wizards of the Coast choices, other than my general belief that somewhere there is an alternate universe where the things that Wizards of the Coast does with their product actually makes sense. We just don't live in that universe, because the things Wizards of the Coast do with their product here in our universe make no fucking sense. And if there was any confusion about Wizards of the Coast product not making any fucking sense, here's Mordenkainen's, and yes, it doesn't make any sense. But that's just me. You tell me what you think. If you agree with this content, let me know. If you don't agree with this content, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help me hit 1,000 subs by August 4th, 2022, and we'll do something crazy. Till next time, remember, number one selling role-playing game in the world is not you, D&D, anymore. You're not the most anticipated role-playing game of 2022 anymore, and Strixhaven sales are down. Suck it, 5e. Suck it long and suck it hard. All hail Call of Cthulhu. You can pick up Mordenkainen's Magnificent Monsters of the Multiverse cookbook at your friendly local game store in May, and you can pick up the gift set at your friendly local game store next week. That, of course, is Seth's Games and Anime here in Ventura. Thank you, Seth's Games and Anime, for supporting me and letting me game for the past 15 years. If you haven't been over to my page yet, check out my horrible attempt at recording some live plays of my game last night, because yes, I actually do run and play actual games. I'm not just an idiot spouting off in the wind. Oh, yeah, I am. Till next time. Get off my land. Call of Cthulhu. Strixhaven.